Yo, what's up, good people? This is Eric Taylor presenting to you a new series, Biggie Astrology. I decided to do the Chiron House series. Chiron the Wounded Healer, the energy antenna. So we're going to kind of get into a little bit about, more detail in terms of Chiron. Not all of the Greek mythology and all that stuff, but I want you to really understand this energy. Many astrologers work with it, and it's really beneficial for healing those childhood wounds and wounds in your life that are truly where you have extreme sensitivities. Okay? This is an emotional wound, a physical wound, or a spiritual wound. Now, the initial wound can be in the womb, in pregnancy to right after birth, no more than 1 year old, maybe 18 months the max. Okay? But what you'll see in research and what I've seen in my clients' charts and, being a professional intuitive astrologer working with Chiron, the degree point. So if you have Chiron at 9 degrees, you may have had this experience, and the sign in the house tells the story of this wounding at 9 years old. And for example, 13 degrees, it could be either 4 years old or 13 years old. You get it? So Chiron was a center, half man, half horse, and Saturn's sun and all this stuff. But basically, he was immortal and got this severe wound, right? He was taught to heal by Apollo, but he couldn't die. So Chiron the Wounded Healer became this great healer, but could not heal himself. And then made a, deal to be able to actually die and go to the constellation of Sagittarius. And that's sort of up for debate, but Sagittarius. But it's an energy of Saturn and Uranus, right? So kind of like a really powerful energy in terms of karma and time and these unspoken wounds, right? That are kind of more sometimes not known or not seen by the person in their own lives, but then can also be interpreted in great ways through investigating the birth chart and understanding the essence of the wounds. Because the way that you work with Chiron is you're actually healing yourself when you recognize the wound and you can help heal others. You still have to do the introspection and internal work, but this is also an area of life where you can be extremely sensitive. All right. So remember, emotional, physical, spiritual wound, pregnancy in the womb to right after birth, and then the second wounding, which is what we locate in the chart, is the degree point. So we're talking about today Chiron in the first house. So what's the first house? Come on, the rising sign ascendant. I am a Western tropical astrologer. I use the whole science system. I definitely implement principles of Vedic and evolutionary astrology because I'm really just about investigating and getting to the truth to help you, the collective, all right? So the first house is you. It's the only house in astrology that is really the self, that it's the I am energy, right? This is the ascendant is in the eastern horizon in the sky, and the zodiac belt, the constellation that determines the sign in the first house of when you were born, when you chose to be born. You chose your parents. You chose these karmic lessons and experiences. So that means you're built for this, to deal with this Chiron wound and to work with it and heal it, and also in turn heal others. So the first house is your physical appearance, your body, sort of the vitality, the identity, that I am energy, your outer mask. Okay. And, this is not Aries the Ram. I already did Chiron in Aries, but it is the first house. Okay. And so it can be any sign there. This could be Aquarius, Taurus, Pisces, Virgo, Leo, anything. You look at your own birth chart, and that in the degree point will tell you a layered expression and story of this energy. So when you have Chiron, excuse me, in the first house, a lot of this wounding comes around your physical appearance. Whether you feel like your body's out of proportion, that you have funny shaped ears, you have a really big head or a dent in your head, or your nose you feel is too tiny or too big, or your face is lopsided, or you have an issue with your eyes, or there's something distinct about your appearance that you feel that you will be rejected for out into the world as you present yourself. Remember, the first house energy, the rising sign, it's energetically really coming into the room, because remember, the sun, moon, and rising are the three energies that represent the personality of the human, right? So with Chiron in the ascendant, there can be woundings and sensitivities about how others see you, your physical body, your face, your jaw, your you know what I mean, your outer mask and appearance to the world. You may feel your body's out of torso. You may feel like you've got fat ears or fat cheeks or fat face, or you're bald, or your hair's thinning, all these different things. And so there's also the energy of initiating and asserting yourself associated with the first house, being able to walk in to your I am energy. Okay. So when you have this wound, you have to be able to kind of identify, is this an emotional thing? Were you teased or bullied? Is it a physical thing because of a great scar or some sort of deformity, right? Or is it spiritual, where you feel like you were repressed or rejected when you did try to initiate, reach out and touch something, assert yourself, speak up? Right. And like I said, the sign will flavor it. If it's Taurus, it could be definitely more with your physical body. Right. With Gemini, it could be around your communication or your hands. Right. Leo could be, around your appearance, or your chest, your body, your heart, even your hair. Right. There's a lot, Capricorn, it could wind up being maybe that you've got, issues with your nails or bones or eczema, or some physical structure with your, body you feel is off. But understand this, and the way that you work with this energy is really focusing on the self love and healing the wounds of being rejected or repressed, and not being overly or hypersensitive to how others see you, being comfortable in your own appearance, being comfortable in your own body, being comfortable in your own skin, the skin I'm in. Yes, you're gonna win. Embrace the world with a smile and a grin from my chinny chin chin. It's important. This is not an easy placement, right? Because you can't hide from the world. And so, depending on the sign and the degree point, it will speak to that I am energy and your wounding and the story. And you'll know it. You'll be like, oh yeah, when I was 8, they were teasing me in second or third grade, and yada yada, and I got bullied, or I always got teased, or or my parents or my mom ignored me, this happened, that. And in the natal birth chart, you'll see is something opposing it in the seventh house. Is the Chiron conjunct your sun, moon, or ascendant, or Mercury or Venus speaking to more detail to this wounding? But when you embrace it, wear it on your sleeve, right? Like mine's not in the first house, but right, the Chiron wound, you could be dealing with something where you feel you can't, like if, like I said, it was Taurus, like it's your physical body, but it could be your throat chakra, right? You can't speak up for yourself. So understand that when you're willing to work with and help others, this can help you see the wounding in yourself and overcome those sensitivities to find the confidence to initiate, to find the confidence to show up in the world and be like, yeah, so what? I got, messed up ears, or I got a lazy eye, right? I have a lazy eye, for example, or, issues with, oh, my head's really big, or I have no teeth, right? I've lost a lot of teeth. I have gum disease. My jaw's off. My body is misaligned. I have a tick. I've got Tourette, so many different things. But this is about learning to accept the beautiful creation that God made in you, because none of us are perfect. We all have imperfections. It's just that with the Chiron wound in the first house, others can see your imperfection possibly more than if it's in another house. Does that make sense? Yeah. So for you, you want to be in a place where you are willing to help other people feel comfortable in their skin, comfortable in their bodies, that they are not afraid to initiate and embrace and attack the world, that they can be a leader, that they can be courageous and brave and confident, that they learn to appreciate their physical appearance and their body. Chiron wound in the first house is extremely powerful and deep. And, you can always reach out to me at biggieastrology@gmail.com. And, my audio Chiron chart reading is only $53, and it can really help you understand and how to grow and heal through and past this energy. It's challenging. Any sign, any house. But when the Chiron wounds in the first house, that wounding is so precise and direct to your body, your appearance, your outer mask, your initiating, your courage, your action, your energy. And that's the thing. It's Saturn Uranus energy. It is very spiritual, very sometimes limiting. It can create the fears and anxieties. You see, these are themes that you'll see with the Saturn and Uranus. But this is where you can spiritually awaken and become the liberator and find the freedom by helping others to heal this wound, and then become this powerful, innovative healer, helping others and healing yourself. And you can feel immortal. But seriously, this is, I understand it can be very emotional, very hurtful. You can be very sensitive. Often these people can overassert themselves because they feel inferior or insecure about things. And so then they will get into fights, or, get into being a professional MMA or boxer or fighter, or just always, always be the first one to make the first hit, to talk the smack first, so no one attacks them, because they're not feeling confident in their skin and their identity, in their I am energy. And I'm here to tell you, Don't do it anymore. You are amazing. You are normal. You are fine. It doesn't matter if your nose or cheeks or ears or eyes or hair or teeth or body is off in any way. It's almost that is kind of your marker of leadership and courage. Lead others that have similar issues and let them know that they can overcome anything. That's how you work with this Chiron in the first house. You're bigger than any wounding. You are amazing. You are powerful. You are the I am. Not God, but the I am. And so just walk in your own God consciousness and know that you are beautifully made and you're here to heal this wound, but more importantly, to help heal others with their Chiron wound as well. Okay? So that's the sensitive, that's the energy antenna, emotional, physical, spiritual wounds. Chiron, the wounded healer. Yes, the centaur, half man, half horse, but most of you watching are just human, starseed. Maybe some of y'all could be hybrids, I'm not surprised that whoever watches my channel. But I am here, Biggie Astrology Eric Taylor, to help you understand, work through, and move past these sensitivities, these intense emotional, spiritual, and physical wounds, so that you can get back to the business of true self-worth and true self-love and know you are worthy and you are amazing. Okay? So that's Chiron in the first house. I hope you guys are excited about this series. I didn't announce it on community, but it was one that I put up in a recent poll about what videos you would like to see next. And so I will get to other placements about the aspects and celebrity birth charts, but I wanted to start Chiron through the houses. And this is Chiron in the first house. Uno. Hope you enjoy. Email me if you want to learn more, or if you want to book a Chiron audio chart reading. It's very helpful, and I break down the Chiron wound. You have a recording, and I break down any aspects to it in the chart, and it's a game changer. It's more than helpful, and truly it's about being of service to you guys, because it's time for us to know who we are and to love ourselves completely. All right? Eric Taylor, Biggie Astrology. This is Chiron in the first house. Peace.